is an Unspoiled Network podcast.
This is Unscrupled, covering Angel, Season 3, Episodes 17 and 18, Forgiving and Double or Nothing. In these episodes, no one forgives and nobody wins. Welcome to Unscrupled. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Bitches. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Money, and together we are
Bitches and Money.
Hooray! We're getting good at this. It's only been 3 years.
It helps that you're not punking me anymore.
Yes. So, how did you feel about these episodes?
Well, I laughed, I cried. Now, the first one's super disturbing. And then the second one's kind of, middle disturbing, lighthearted fun.
The second one, we watched the second one at lunch today, guys, and I did not connect with this episode. Mostly because it was all about, the A plot was Gunn and Fred. And we all know how I feel about Gunn and Fred.
You're just bored by them.
I'm so bored. The first one, it's I like that Angel has not forgiven Wes. That seems a lot more real to me.
Oh, yeah. I like that Fred hasn't forgiven him, but that's me.
But at the same time, it just... You know what else is not real? That Wes survives having his throat slashed and being smothered by a vampire.
Yeah, why is a pillow on the face your go-to, Angel? I mean, you could just kill him.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it the long, slow, obvious way. You've got teeth, you've got hands, you've got super strength. You could just rip his face literally off and let him bleed to death from his face wound.
I think it's about, he wants him to struggle and he wants him to know it's futile and,
Oh, a nice strangulation will get that right.
Yeah.
In fact, you could just crush his windpipe and then it's irreversible and he has to die slowly.
Exactly.
Seriously, you're not really trying. I don't think your heart's in this, Angel.
Yeah. So, Lauren is starting to dress like he works here.
Yeah. I love that suit.
Only one who dresses like he works here.
Yes. 1,000%.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lauren suggests that Angel should forgive Wes, and he could start there. And, which is not a bad idea.
Well, as far as, mourning goes, then yeah, and they know that Wesley did have, reasons for his actions, and it was to, save the life of the child, which is apparently everyone's ultimate goal, but I get that.
Sure. So, there's a lot of digging into Wes's things. And Fred and Gunn discover, because Fred is still not ready to give up on the idea that Wes had a reason for this.
Mm-hmm. And she's not wrong. Okay, dudes don't get baby envy enough to, just steal a baby and go raise it. That's not a dude thing most of the time. I've never heard of that. They steal babies for really good reasons, because otherwise they're just trapped with this shitting thing that they have to care for.
This shitting thing that you have to care for should be...
There are reasons I'm not a mother, guys.
Mostly because babies are gross.
Well,
they're cute, but they're also gross. So
yeah, they're pretty gross. So anyway, yeah. So we start this with the aftermath of Holtz. Or whatever. What's his... Is he Holtz? Is that where we're
Holtz has...
Yeah,
Holtz
stolen a baby and jumped
into a hell dimension.
Yeah.
Of which there are plenty.
There's a lot. One has no trim. Anyway, so they jump into a hell dimension, and Angel's just kind of left there, like, completely without any moves left. So he's just kind of mean to Lila and stalks away.
I totally forgot Lila was in this episode.
Yeah, she's totally in it. Because Angel's trying to figure out, okay, baby went away, how get baby back?
Right.
And so he is pursuing every line of inquiry he can.
And what he needs is Sajan.
What he needs is Sajan, but what he gets is Wolfram and Hart.
Yeah.
And we get to see the thing where they take the elevator to see the conduit to the senior partners. Mm-hmm. How'd you feel about that?
So, I'm putting this in historical context here. This was 2002?
I think we're still in 2001. I can look it up.
You look that up.
Okay.
Because this was about the time that The Ring came out, and I'm like...
yes, this is April 2002. You're correct.
Yeah, so I think the creepy little girl had been done better.
Yeah, totally.
And I think they were trying to do it, but it was also, she was super cheery, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
So, like, there's like, oh, let's do it like The Shining. It's like, no, we're over that. They need to be, like, teleporting around and just appearing and looking dead in the face, you know?
Yeah.
Not sitting there smiling with a doll. That's not helpful.
It's not scary. But you seem to think that their intention is to be creepy all the time.
I got a very strong, like, look how creepy this is. There's a little girl who controls Wolfram and Hart.
She doesn't control Wolfram and Hart. She's the guy that talks to the people that control Wolfram and Hart. Right.
So, what happened in this scene? I actually don't remember, because a lot has happened since then, because I slept and then came to work and...
And work happened.
It's been a day, guys.
God, every day at this place is a fucking day. But, yeah, so they go up and they go to this big white room. And I was watching it with Girlfriend, and Girlfriend was like, oh, obviously green screen. I'm like, yeah, because it's so simple to build an infinity room for a scene. But yeah, so it's like a big infinity room. It stretches on forever, but it's, well made. And she just kind of taunts them for a while about how there's no way to get into this other dimension. It's just not a thing that can happen. And they confirm that on many levels. Mm-hmm. But she basically gives them nothing. And that's the scene. It's her giving them jack all. Or at least that's what I got from it, because I watched it at 6 a.m. this morning before I came to work.
Oh, wow. You should have said something. We could have just watched it here.
I was trying to be a good podcast partner and also a good girlfriend at the same time, and it's hard, you guys.
Yeah, I don't believe this bitch. It's clear to me that the higher-ups at Wolfram and Hart have other things they want out of Angel.
Yeah.
And this seems to be serving that end.
Yeah. They stand to gain absolutely jack all. I'm saying that a lot today. They gain nothing.
All. Yeah.
They gain nothing from Angel getting his kid back. However, Angel living in the darkness surrounding the loss of a child, that sounds like exactly the kind of shit they're into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I want it to be that way. I want her to be telling the truth, because introducing a new character on a show is always tough. There has to be a compelling narrative reason for them to be there. Mm-hmm. You need to have an engaging personality and chemistry with the rest of the cast. And babies have neither.
Yes. Infants suck at that.
Like, it was such a stretch to say, like, Darla got knocked up, but then she got turned into a vampire while she was knocked up. And then that didn't make a vampire baby. That made a regular baby. And we have lost two very excellent protagonists to this, or antagonists to this baby.
Who have we lost?
We've lost Holtz and we've lost Darla.
Okay.
Both of them I'm into. And both of them are not well served by the fucking baby plotline.
Okay. So... So we find out that the senior partners are useless for this. Mm-hmm. Like, Wolfram and Hart's is just not doing it. But she does give him the key to, like, step-by-step instructions to getting Sajan.
Right.
And so Angel's like, sure, whatever. And they do some blood rites in the lobby of the hotel and try to summon Sajan. Sadly, they're off by about 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You really gotta focus when you're doing a summoning spell.
Yeah, a Dresden File has taught us that. I'm going to mention something that happened is like, so Harry he's built a model of the city, like incredibly detailed. Like he's gone out to buildings and gotten materials from that building to build. To incorporate into his... No, to build it from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And he's got to clear his mind. He's got to, have nothing else going on. All the energies have to be purified. It takes him all goddamn day. And he's ready to do this spell, and the fucking phone rings.
Motherfucker. You gotta unplug that shit.
I know. Because he was both furious at whoever was calling and also furious at himself for not unplugging the phone.
Yeah. Just take it off the hook, bro. It's gonna be okay.
So he's a whole fucking day wasted for him. So that's how I feel like magic should be. To do something very specific, there has to be a lot of shit invested in getting it right.
Yeah, it has to be like an intricate recipe, like a souffle.
Exactly. I've never made a souffle. Should we try that?
No. I've never eaten a souffle.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Like, what is a souffle, you guys? I mean, we all know about it, but has anyone done that?
I've had the frozen spinach souffle. I don't know if that's real, but I know it's like, it's spinach basically fluffed with eggs, and it's like light, I guess. But that was a Stouffer's. So.
Huh. Okay. Anyway, on from souffle.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's just a lot going on. They summon Sajan, and he is corporeal now because he got summoned, I guess.
Right.
And he flips a truck because that's his jam, and starts to go on a little spree.
I totally forgot about, like, the car accident.
I felt so bad for that dude. He was just, like, driving along in his pickup, having a time. And he looked really upset that he had been in a car crash, and then he was upside down.
Right. Also, his car was destroyed, which, like, even if you have a shitty truck, it sucks when your ride is destroyed, because
because
we don't have backups of that shit, people.
Yeah, if you're driving a shitty truck, you don't have another car.
Remember,
they suck down gas.
I know. You know that friend of ours who's been borrowing our cars for the last 6 months?
Yes.
Like, it sucks to lose your ride.
It
and
really,
something
really
tells
does.
me Acts of Demons are not covered in AAA.
He should lie. He should lie and say it was a carjacking.
Right.
That it was Donald Trump who did it. Anyway, it's 2001. It could work, guys.
Well, Donald hadn't left New York since the 80s, so...
That's fair. How did he film? I don't want to know. So, anyway, they end up chasing down Sajan and Angel manages to get in a fight with him over at Holtz's old crib.
I tuned this out.
And it was dumb, and then fucking bitch girl shows up out of nowhere with one of those pots that sucks him in. And Sajan was totally owning Angel, though. He was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Still hasn't said what his fucking
Yeah, we don't know
though.
what fucking Sajan's deal is, but what we do find out is that Sajan started the prophecy rumor.
Right. You were right all along. It was so hard not to, like... Plots.
And I didn't think the show was smart enough to pull that off, but at the same time, it doesn't really have a... I'm trying to think of the right movie. Like, I don't know, like Usual Suspects, when you realize, oh, we've been playing all along.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't have that heft to it.
They blew the punchline.
Yeah.
They really blew the punchline on this. When, like, I don't even remember who figured it out. It's just like, you planted those prophecies, didn't you, you big... doofus guy.
Right.
He's like, probably Fred if I think it's in terms like that. But yeah, like someone like figured it out without any fucking evidence, without any research, just like, you're a time traveling demon. I bet you did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you couldn't have like found another scroll that contradicts it, or maybe talked to someone, or like, you know, and anything. You just like bring it up like that. Okay, if you want to, blow your big deal right in front of us.
Yeah, and Justine is feeling abandoned and
well, she has been
kind of terrible. She does not feel bad about trying to kill Wes, though.
No, not even a little bit. She has very black and white thinking in that vampires are bad, and hanging out with vampires are bad, and helping out vampires are bad, and employing vampires are bad, so you get your throat cut. There is no middle ground. It's bad and you die. Which I don't think is going to serve her well in the long run. You don't care.
She'd be fine on the Scooby Gang. That doesn't seem to stop anyone.
There's plenty of vampires the Scooby Gang doesn't kill.
There's only one.
There's Angel and Spike. That's plenty. They also failed to kill Harmony several times. They just let her go.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, that was dumb.
But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want Harmony back.
So that's the thing, though. The both of our intrepid crews are rather hit or miss when it comes to staking the vampire in front of you.
Yeah, and Justine is not. And I honestly think there's a lot to be squeezed from her character. And because they have that kind of connection moment when Fred is fighting with her and is like, what do you want? And it's like, oh, there is no happy for you. Yeah. So Justine is a broken person, and she's just gotten abandoned by Holtz. And I'm really glad they didn't go romantic with these two. Yeah,
they went mentor.
Yeah. Even though they were going to serve as, they were going to front as man and wife and raise Connor probably to be a vampire slayer, which would have been, I was kind of into that.
That's a fun story.
Yeah.
Yeah. He grows up in Omaha. Oh, no, wait. There's another Hellmouth in Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah. You in the Wishverse episode, Giles talks about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's real good. So, yeah.
We haven't heard from the Hellmouth in a while. People have tried to open it 3 times, and then the school blew up and nothing.
Well, I mean, it's got a whole school on top of it. You'd have to excavate to get to the damn thing.
It can't just, open and swallow the school?
Apparently not.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I really like Justine. I would like to see more of her. I don't even remember what her fate is. I know she eventually gives up and decides to capture Sajan in the urn.
Yeah, because demons, also bad.
Yeah. But I didn't really see we're going to see more of you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm happy with her walking off and, this is the story I have where I stole a baby from a vampire.
Do you want to know if we've seen the last of her or not?
No.
Then I'm sitting here on my thumbs.
Okay.
Okay, so what else happened in this episode?
We have to talk about the Wes Angel confrontation, which we kind of already did.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot to it. Angel goes up to him. He explains, I know exactly what you were doing, and I understand why you did it. Mm. And I need you to understand that I understand before we proceed. And Wes gives a little nod, and then Angel tries to fucking kill him.
Right.
And, yeah, I mean, for rational people, that's not a reasonable reaction. But for, a brand new father, yeah, that's what they do. Someone steals their baby, they murder that person.
Right. I'm having trouble with this thing in the fact that Wesley survives both of these just suggests to me that there are no stakes here. I'm not invested in the baby. Were you invested in the baby the first time you watched this?
No, I wasn't. It's
guys,
I'm invested.
I know we're a couple of queers who have no interest in reproducing, and we actually get along with babies very well. We'll even babysit every once in a while, but babies as narrative devices are cheap and stupid, and I want to know, did anyone actually respond to this? Or was this the early aughts, because again, we are in the post 9/11 world now where there's conservative pressure worked so well.
Yes.
Like, there was a baby on Friends because a lot of white conservatives complained that there are no popular television shows with children because it's like they're glorifying single people who don't have children and it's anti-family. There was a whole fucking thing, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you notice that babies started popping up on shows and new shows came in and they were all about, you know, heteronormative families, and occasionally there would be a black neighbor.
Yep.
Like,
or a queer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A queer.
A queer. And the queer had a very specific purpose. It couldn't just be like, oh yeah, my doctor that's gay. It's like, no, this is the gay person who is here for a gay thing, and we're going to talk about gay things for an episode and then never talk about it again.
Also, this gay person has no other friends that are gay.
Oh yeah, they only know straight people.
Also, they behave just like straight people.
Yeah.
There is no deviation here. There's like, oh, you're gay? And this is the early aughts idea of what was progressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we're going off on historical tangent. But guys, post 9/11 was so bad.
It was a dark time.
Yeah.
In America.
So, like, I can't help but think that this was Joss Whedon's reaction to that. Yeah, we're going to have a baby.
Yeah,
and then it's going to go into a hell dimension.
Yeah.
Still, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't. So I think what we were supposed to be identifying with was we're not supposed to be upset that the baby is in a hell dimension. We're supposed to be upset that Angel's upset that the baby's in a hell dimension. Because we have had enough time to, like, care about Angel if we're gonna. But we don't. So.
Again, write us a review and tell us, like, did you connect with Angel? Because I don't. And I don't understand what people see in him, whether hot-wise or just as a compelling character, because his drive seems to be, like, doing good and Buffy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And occasionally there's moments of comedy, but, like, what does this guy want? What does he enjoy? I have no fucking clue.
What's your motivation, Angel?
Yeah.
So...
Angelus, on the other hand, I think is very well-rounded.
Well, his motivation is to cause mayhem and murder and have a good time.
Right.
Yeah, and that seems, legit for a vampire, especially.
Still a little angry that we didn't find out how they met in the desert and talked.
Who?
Buffy and Angel.
Oh, after she came back from the dead?
Yeah.
Some things I think need to happen off camera.
Okay.
Because I'm so bored with their relationship, I can't articulate it.
So, yeah, I get it. It's believable. It's just not relatable to me.
Okay.
But the fact that Wes survives now 2 very serious attempts on his life, neither of which he is equipped to survive. Just, the only stakes we have is a baby we never cared about anyway.
Okay. That's fair. So that brings us to the next episode where there are some stakes, and the stakes are Gunn's soul and life.
This comes out of the blue for me. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I've been into the Angel episodes lately, but I was just not feeling this one either because and I've said, like, I'm bored by Fred and Gunn. Well, you know what else I'm not here for is just suddenly inventing that Gunn has a devil's bargain.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not even a real good one.
No. And I could see a 17-year-old wanting a truck.
Yeah.
But his sister doesn't make an appearance.
Yeah.
It's just randomly glued on is this, oh yes, Gunn has a thing in his past he needs to deal with. And I'm kind of on board for Gunn saying, no, I have to pay my debts and being up for that and trying to scare Fred away so that she's not hurt? Or was it were they going to claim her?
I think he was just... So I think him breaking up with Fred and being cruel to her was both about wanting to protect her because these are bad dudes and she might get splash damage. But also, he was fucking ashamed to admit what he did. He didn't want to have to tell her, okay, I sold my soul to this demon this one time and have her try to save him and end up getting hurt and blah, 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 blah. And just like seeing the judgment in her eyes. I don't think he wanted any part of any of that. So he just, did what he did.
Because I wasn't sure about the conversations with this demon mob boss, whether he was like, he says, I'm going to take her instead of you.
Well, she did offer herself up. I don't remember a lot of the conversations with the demon mob boss because they were dull.
Yeah.
This episode is not stellar. It's not bad. Like, there was nothing about it that made me, like, cringe or skin crawl or anything. It just isn't very interesting because, well, you're right with the stakes. We at no point did I think we were going to lose Gunn.
Right.
And it was just kind of silly, and the silly ones are kind of supposed to be fun. Like, you've got this, Demon Casino. That's a great idea. I want to see Demon Casino, and then we get there, and it's just like,
oh, there's a bad guy in charge. There's no nuance. We never get a shot of people having fun or how this is a viable business model.
Yeah,
because we're supposed to be learning. Like, here are humans and demons just right next to each other, and no one seems to give a shit.
Yeah, there was, like, it was a great idea that could have been explored for a more interesting show, and this one just kind of went with the surface stuff, which, when you're phoning it in a little bit to have filler in between important story arc episodes, yeah, that's what you do. But it was just kind of visible here, and that's harder to roll with.
Right. But Cordy is back.
How'd you feel about Cordy being back and her reactions?
You said there was something you couldn't tell me about Cordy.
There's so many things I can't tell you about Cordy.
Okay. And so I was worried she wasn't coming back. I was worried she was on maternity leave or something.
No. She's back.
So I don't like her haircut. It's very, I want to see your manager.
Yeah, but she doesn't have turf bangs, so I'm going to go with it.
Okay.
And I like a to-your earlobe haircut on a woman. Their neck is right
I do
there.
too, but this one is very specifically white lady.
Yeah, but back
Cordy
then
has always been
that.
ethnically ambiguous to me, so.
She was always white to me.
I mean, she's
got that
clearly,
white attitude.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, I'm not. It makes her look a lot older.
Okay, yeah. It makes her look the actress's age instead of the character's age, which is still like 22.
How old is the actress?
The actress at this point was at least in her mid-30s.
Okay. I think she looks older. She looks like 40s PTA mom.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone there.
Because I've always gotten a kind of mid-20s, early 30s vibe from Cordy. Mm-hmm. But this really ages her up. Okay. And I know SMG is 50 right now. I don't know where Charisma Carpenter is. So
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cordy comes back, and again, this whole episode is fucking hazy because it's just didn't do it for me. She and Gru had a great time, and she asks about the baby, and they're like, he's gone. And I don't remember her reacting a lot.
I saw, and I'm like, how is Cordy going to... Cordy? How is Cordy going to deal with this? And this is why I love Cordy, because I immediately see her shift into, I don't have time to mourn, Angel needs me. And not out of, she understands she's the only support system he has. And her grief here is not as important as a father's grief. So she's like, okay, it's time to pull you back down to Earth. And this immediately shifts there. And I am so fucking proud of Cordy. Of all of the characters in all of the Buffyverse, how the fuck is Cordy the only one who has this kind of character growth?
Yeah. She does seem to be different than the rest.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's not, you would not expect that from the spoiled rich girl. So.
Well, a lot's happened to her.
Yeah.
She's had a lot of fundamental changes to her very person. I mean, she's half demon now.
But she's still her. Because another thing that I hate is when a show will do, like, ER did this where George Clooney's character, one day he just decides to be better. So he stops drinking and he stops fucking around and he's suddenly a great person, right? And they like
you gotta struggle to achieve those things, man. That is not a one and done.
But shows in the 90s and early aughts would do this, where like there would be like either a rock bottom or a come to Jesus moment, and suddenly the character would be a different person, right? And
like they're doing with Willow,
right? And they would mention that it's a tough struggle, but ultimately they would always be on this side of the ledger. This hasn't happened with Cordy. Cordy has been like, Cordy has evolved here and has not given up who she is or what she wants in order to become this. Well, she has given up what she wants, but she has not said, I do not want that anymore.
She hasn't said, I don't want to be an actress, but right. I think she's accepted that the mission's more important.
Right. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Cordy's the best character in all of the Buffyverse. And I know some of you listeners have reached out to me. I don't see what you guys like about Cordy. And I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
So she not only does she know what a ridiculous show she's on, she's also the realest of them all.
Okay.
Big dichotomy. There's also her, like, she goes immediately into not just the friend who's supportive, but also the friend who says what you need to hear. And that is, hey, Fred, Gunn said these things to you. And she's like, yes, he would never say these things to me. There must be something wrong. But she's like, but he said them to you.
I missed a meeting.
Like, Fred is talking about what happened when Gunn dumps her.
Right.
And she's saying, there must be something wrong. He must be in trouble. Because Gunn would never say those things to me. Uh-huh. And Cordy's like, but he said them to you.
Yeah, but he did.
Yeah. So,
maybe
do you maybe want to consider that that's what he was trying to say?
Perhaps he was actually breaking up with you when he broke up with you.
I know. I think there's a gif from The Office. It's like, who just says what's on their mind? What kind of game is that?
Oh, that's me. I'm that guy.
No, it's like there's a character on The Office who's she's Indian, but she's also super flighty and like plays games like this all the time. And she's like, you are the most complicated person ever. And then just throws her to the corner. Who just says exactly what they're thinking? What kind of game is that? I don't get it.
All right then.
Yeah.
See, I missed so much by not seeing The Office. I'm gonna stay in this place though.
Yeah. So Gunn has and we have to bring up Joss's fetishes.
Oh God, why?
Because we are here to review the show and all of its warts, and one of its warts is that Joss likes to see very, very, very skinny women both fighting and eating.
Okay, yes. This is a thing that fucking bothers me. He only lets skinny women eat. Okay, he only lets skinny women on his show. Mm-hmm. But also, he only lets skinny women eat, and they always eat a lot. And it's like, motherfucker, how the fuck do you think we get this way?
Right.
And let me tell you, it's not pancakes on top of waffles.
Sounds really good, though.
I mean, I want that right now, and some chicken. But
you know we're going to, as with all pancakes and waffles, a couple bites in, you're going to be like, I'm done with this.
So I can eat all the waffles in the world, but yeah, after 3 bites, I'm sick of fucking pancakes. But waffles, I can keep going.
Do we have a waffle iron?
I don't think so, but I like going out for waffles.
Okay.
Because they're a lot of work.
Not really, but...
No, I don't know. I don't cook, guys.
I cook, although it's been a while since I had this job and we've been out of the house 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Let's make some empanadas tonight.
Yeah, let's. And play Mario Kart.
Yeah, empanadas and Mario Kart.
I love everything about this plan.
Are we getting high?
I'm so hungry. We have to stop at the place.
Okay.
Let's stop at I'll show you my place.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, and so Angel decides we're not losing another member of his family. Mm-hmm. I hated this line. This is not a chosen family.
Nope.
This is a family by necessity.
This is a work family.
Yeah.
I love my coworkers, you guys. I fucking love the people I work with. I really do.
Would you go to a casino to fight some mob bosses for the person who sits in that desk?
No. That desk.
I'd go there for you, but we pre-exist it.
Yeah, we've been tight for over a decade.
We are not ride or die for our coworkers.
Yeah. There's like one coworker, maybe two that I would totally go to a casino and risk losing my soul for.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like, nah, brah, that's your deal.
Mm-hmm. So they decide to go to the casino. They beat up a couple of henchmen, and Angel says, "This one's mine." And the mob boss is like, well, this one had an expiration date. And to be fair, that's something Gunn should have mentioned. But also, I think Gunn is a 1099.
Yeah. Gunn, you're a contractor. You don't actually...
Right.
Yeah, once your contract's up, you're free as a bird.
So Angel decides to bet for his own soul.
Yeah, double or nothing, like the name of the thing says.
Right.
Which is so trite, and I actually love that Angel loses.
I do too, but it gives some... The only reason I really liked it is because it gives Cordy the opportunity to be awesome again, which doesn't happen often enough. Also, can this demon take his soul? Because I thought he was cursed with a soul so that he would have to suffer, and I figured one of the first things he'd do once about getting a soul is find a demon who eats souls, and it's like, hey, can you eat my soul? I hate this thing.
Yeah, this thing is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
I think different magics work different ways, and some things are harder on one end and easier on the other end, but you have to be a certain kind of demon to access that.
Right.
It's kind of like manual versus stick shift, or stick shift versus automatic.
Right. And then, they play the deck and they turn it over. Angel loses and Cordy stabs. It takes way too long.
Oh yeah. Like they hesitate.
I know it was only a beat.
Yeah.
But I was like, before Angel opens his mouth, she should have stabbed him.
Yeah, like before we see the card.
Yeah.
She should just be
what I would have liked better?
What?
I would have liked better if they had done it just as he turned it over, and we don't see that he won until then.
Oh, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we would have been cool. Whatevs. Also, so wooden stakes can't go through a wooden table. Just saying, that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So that one was really polished, which suggests to me that exists for another reason.
That stake?
Yeah, that stake looked like it was a pre-existing thing that had been made rather than
the
Buffy
other
stakes that we've had that are just pieces of wood that are...
Oh yeah, they've got nice weapons. And the other end is a dildo.
Okay. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
It's true.
But not an Emmy. An Oscar, yes, but not an Emmy. Emmys are too wide.
And the wings.
Yeah, not working.
No.
So yeah, that was cool. And then we have the scene of Cordy looking on as Angel takes apart the crib, which is, I think, supposed to be symbolic of him accepting that this is.
Yeah, of him not moving on exactly, but starting to. It's like his first step down the road to living his life as he did pre-baby.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch on a thing real quick. Angel had no idea that Gunn and Fred were dating.
Oh, yeah.
He finds out this episode. It's like, you are like so ride or die you're willing to give up your soul, and you don't know that he's dating one of the other people that lives in your fucking
Angel,
house?
You need to have time for the other people in your life.
Like, seriously, dude? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. So those are our episodes, guys. I'm sorry that this is a short episode,
I'm not.
but we're just not... This was really a letdown.
It's okay.
There were some good pieces, but it's just, like, it's hard to get excited about this.
Strap in for what's coming up, because it's about to get fucking weird.
Are we, we're not going to read any new patrons because I looked at them and they were too many, so maybe I'll cut in me reading them later.
You say that a lot. Do you actually do it?
I don't.
Okay.
So I just end up reading more. But I also don't know, like, we've been doing this for 3 years. I don't know how many times our patron reading policy has changed. Like, I don't know. I don't think Lost is over which is congratulations, Jamie and Krista, if you're listening. They did it.
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. They got through the whole fucking 6 seasons.
Wow.
One episode at a time, too, not 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that not take them 6 years?
Well, they were regular 24 episodes for the first 3 seasons, but the next one were like 12 to 16.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh, that helps.
Yeah. So they've been on it as long as we have, so.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're getting up. We're getting to the end.
We're close, you guys. We're so close on Buffy, and we're almost close on Angel. Mm-hmm. It's an exciting time.
I mean, like in another 4 months, we're going to be done with Buffy for good, and then I think 3 months after that, 7 months, we could finish it this year. Yeah, I'm straight up almost out of secrets to not tell you about on Buffy. There's like only 5 more. I haven't do we want to do little predictions? Yeah. I think Anya's going to die. Okay. I think Spike is going to jump shows. Okay. I think he's going to come to Angel. Okay. Because I don't think he's going to want to be around Buffy if she stays broken up with him. Okay, so you think that's going to happen soon? Yeah, I think that's happening at the end of the season. Okay. Maybe before. Maybe they'll throw some Spike in the mix for the season finale of Angel. Maybe. There's 2 people that I think we're going to see more of. Mm-hmm. And they are Amy and Faith. Okay. Those are 2 dangling threads that have been left. Mm-hmm. And they're bothering you. Right. Okay. I think they're going to forget about Angel dying / becoming human. Okay. And I really hope they do, because that sounds stupid. Yeah, Shanshu is dumb. And I think Lila is going to be reformed at some point. I think she's going to turn on Wolfram and Hart. Interesting. And I hope she does it because they're no longer serving her interests, and not because she decides to be good. Like fucking Leslie did. Well, their contracts are kind of ironclad. Yeah. So she's going to have to do it in a pretty smart way if that's how she goes. Well, I could see Lila being in a position where she knows they're going to kill her, and instead she decides to destroy the firm rather than, that's the Lila. You're not taking me down, coppers. Exactly. Fuck you. Yeah, I do love Lila. I do. I like Lila too. All right, guys. Sorry this is so short. We're really not feeling it. Yeah, we made 42 minutes. Yeah. We'll add the intro music on. All right. Bye. Bye.
That was an Unspoiled Network podcast.